Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Snail Salad, and thanks for tuning in to another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Tonight I'm going to be playing as the engineer on Borneo, using the Rescue Ranger, the Wrangler, and the Jag. And if you're at the title of the video, then you should have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be talking about today, so let's get right into it here. When does a game start to get repetitive? Actually, let me rephrase that. How long does it take for a game to start becoming repetitive? Now, all games become repetitive after you play them enough, but how long does it take to reach the point where the game starts to become boring because you're just doing the same things over and over again? Now, for most AAA games that are released, the time it usually takes me is about 15 to 20 hours before it starts to feel repetitive. Now, I mean, that can change from game to game, it can be higher, it can be lower, but that's pretty much the rough estimate. Multiplayer now tends to be a very good way to counteract the repetitivity, but I'm gonna bring up a few games that I guess I'd use as an example. And first would be Fallout New Vegas. And, I mean, I have played nearly 250 hours of that game, and it has officially reached the point where I am just not having as much fun as I used to have with it. Because now it just feels repetitive. I know the outcome to 95% of the quests in the game. I've played multiple different ways, and now I've kind of run out of things to do in it. Skyrim 2 is another example. I have played over 300 hours, and it's almost at the point where I'm running out of things that I haven't done yet. Like Fallout, I played multiple different ways, completed a lot of quests, but the main difference between Skyrim and Fallout is the world. There's so many more locations to go explore in Skyrim, and so many more quests to stumble across. And that sort of keeps me going for just a bit longer. And lastly, I'm going to bring up Saints Row 4. I have played the game for about 15 hours, and I am bored of it. Once you complete the main story, there really isn't much to do unless you're going for that 100% completion. Comparing that to games like Skyrim and Fallout, it doesn't really seem like I've played much of it. And Saints Row 4 even has multiplayer. So what's the reason that games like Skyrim and Fallout keep me coming back more than Saints Row 4 has? It's simply that most of the content in Saints Row 4, well, a lot of fun to do. There isn't much to do other than the main story itself. There wasn't much else in the game that I felt like doing, and running around killing everything in sight gets a bit boring. But now I feel like it's time to talk about games that I am not bored of yet, and one of them being Sid Meier's Civilization 5. I played nearly 300 hours of that game, and I'm still not bored. I'm not even close to being bored of Civ, actually. There's just so much variety of things to do in that game that I could just keep coming back, playing the game for the entire day, because we all know how addicting Civ is, and then coming back the next day and keep playing it till the game ends. And then we have Gary's mod, in which, again, there's just so much shit that you can do in that game, it is insane. It's definitely one of the most versatile games on the market right now. But the common denominator for both of these games is really just the amount of variety in the game. In games like Skyrim and Fallout, there's a lot of stuff to do, but most of it is just the same stuff you've already done with a different coat of paint. And with Saints Row 4, the amount of variety is mostly just present in weapons and the missions. Other than that, it's just something we've done before in a different paint coat. Once you experience a game, you can't go back and expect to have the same experience that you did the first time. We don't have that, like, Men in Black neutralizer, just make us forget what we played so we can go back and do it again and have a good time. And this all comes back to TF2. I played hundreds of hours on TF2 and haven't gotten bored of it yet. This is, of course, because of the huge amount of variety in the game, but how long is it going to take before it begins to get repetitive? And I really don't know the answer to that question. In the end, it comes down to the person playing the game to realize when the game is getting too repetitive for their own tastes. There isn't any set time that makes it when it's going to get repetitive. And I guess, really, that's the one thing to learn about this is, repetitivity comes down to the person playing the game. What you may consider repetitive, someone else may find very enjoyable. So, I guess, just take away with this is, well, just play a game until you get bored of it, is pretty much the gist of it. And I know I'll be playing a lot of TF2, because I'm not bored of it yet, obviously, but also because it's a very fun game. If you haven't checked it out, you should go do it, because it's free. There's games like Civ and Gary's mod, in which you can do all these crazy things in it, and it doesn't matter how much you do of it, because there's just more to do. There's always more to do. Constantly getting add-ons added, and so many new game modes to play. It's just, in games like Skyrim and Fallout, while they do have mods being added to continuously update them and keep them fresh, they're still limited by the fact that we've done most of the crap in Skyrim, and what they're doing is only adding slight deviations to the same old formula, which is gonna make the games begin to get boring, of course. Anyways, I guess that about wraps things up here. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like and maybe consider subscribing, but I don't dictate what you do, so you can do what you want. My name is Snail Salad, and take care, everybody.